Okay. So in 2010, like I said, start going to church and teaching in the missionettes and um, on Friday nights, and that's how I wanted to keep my accountability on my Friday nights. So then Sundays we would do Sunday night with LCGs, I think.
Yeah.
We would rotate. So anyhow, I started teaching, and I think after a year, Rudy would be in there, and he would, take the kids to sports, different things, and I just remember one day, um, he's teaching, he's up there, him and my brother-in-law, and I just was like looking, and he just looked like, all of a sudden he was just looking so handsome to me, and I was just like, what is going on? And I didn't understand it. Then the next service, the same thing when we are teaching. Um, I just was like, oh God, what's going on? Why does he look so handsome to me? What is going? I didn't understand it, and during that time, I mean, that whole year, he would just come talk or pick up kids, different things, and he always was involved with kids. But yeah, so
Yeah, I remember Jackie when she moved to Riverside. That at that time, I know she had lost her dad. Her dad had just passed away, and I was working at my job still, and I had took some time to go to the service to go just to pay my respects. Cause like Jackie said, I did like get involved with the families. I was always like reaching to families in our church and just trying to do the best I could to get them involved. Cause something happened when I started working for where I'm at now. I started getting kids involved with sports and programs, and I had a lot of scholarships and trying to get a lot of the kids in the neighborhood in programs that could help them, whether it be after school programs or stuff like that. But I did start going to Jackie's and visiting a lot more and picking up the kids, picking up um, Irene, Raymond, Robert, getting them in football, baseball. I don't think they got into soccer though, huh? And
no.
basketball, Raymond did basketball. I don't think Irene and Robert did basketball. But I was going around. Even I remember a time when she had loaned me the van because I had so many kids with I don't have my small car, and she let me use a van to use it to take the team. So that was something we had a relationship that way as a brother and sister in church, and and I did start like feeling something like I started feeling like and I go, because I remember seeing her when I was younger, but I really didn't speak to her when I was younger in the neighborhood because I seen her because how the neighborhoods always run into each other somewhere. But I remember, but in church, I seen her as my sister in the Lord, and just like just started like feeling like feelings toward her. So I had mentioned to Pastor one day. I go, Pastor, I go, what do you think, Pastor? What can I start? Would I be able to take Jackie out? And he was like straight up, yeah, you can go take her out, and no kind of no. Because normally you get somebody to go with you. Like I know when I was helping other friends to court, they would have somebody with them, a chaperone. And Pastor straight up said, "You don't need no chaperone." He was like, "Oh," I was like, "What?" I go, because I had been single forever. I was really never like thinking about it really. About I was just involved with my life, just helping the community and just pushing and trying to do better the community where I was at and somehow God put Jackie in my life and I just like I asked Pastor and that day he had said yeah, so me and her and her sister and her brother-in-law went out and had lunch someplace and we had a good time. We had a real good time. Went home, and then as that went on, another time we went out with other friends and family, and this started happening like different things. And then I started courting Jackie, and she finally said yeah. Because at first she was like, kind of not really.
For a while, he gave me jewelry. He sent my kid with some jewelry, and it was like, I'm sorry, I can't take this. And he would come around and was like,
It was
no,
funny.
it
It was funny because I gave it to her. I actually gave it to her, but she goes, no, she gave it back to me, and I go, and then one of the kids was with her,
yeah.
and he goes, oh, and I go, yeah, give it to your grandma.
Yeah. So there was a lot because I didn't want him to think I was leading him
Yeah.
on in any way. I wasn't looking for anyone, just going and so really little by little it was like, would you like to go to a movie? It was like, well, you need to go ask Pat, because at that time that's when I started like, why is he looking so handsome? What's going on? And I just didn't understand it, so I was like, well, then we started talking a little more. So he's like, would you like to go to dinner, a movie? And I'm like a date? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, you have to go ask the pastor.
Yeah.
You have to,
And I
find
told her,
out.
he said, yeah, already.
So he's like, he said, yeah. So my sister and, like you said, we went out.
Yeah.
And during that time, we were getting closer and closer. And
We're talking a lot on the phone too and sharing about the kids because I knew about the kids, but not and until we started talking, I started knowing about all the kids' names, and I would even write them down like so I won't forget them. And then I just it was just a blessing just to get to know each other, and we courted each other for quite a while, and I really thank God for that because a lot of times I think that's the best thing for us that we really waited,
Yeah.
and she got to meet my family, my mom, my dad, friends of the family, cousins. Because even like when I remember one day when I asked her to marry me, um, Pastor even told her something. He had mentioned to her. He goes, "You're gonna marry Al Casablanca," because that was how I was. I was with everybody in the neighborhood, and that's the way that's the way I grew up. Just everybody.
And everywhere we went, we could be far away, like far, and we would run into someone he knew. So it's like everywhere really knew people. So I wouldn't even know everyone's names. It was like crazy.
I really thank God because Jackie really, I thank God because I know that God put her in my life, and because I know I needed a balance in my life because I was kind of just like, like I said, I was single for many years, and just, you get used to that life when you're just like, you rely on God, but then you kind of get sidetracked to you're like, oh, you get kind of self-centered and stuff, and you don't want to share your life with somebody or share with anybody some things, with your stuff, but I started learning that with the relationship that I was in, and hearing it for Jackie because she was straightforward with things. She was like, it wasn't about just like, like old days when hey, I'm gonna go out with her, I'm gonna go out with her, I'm gonna go out with her. No, it was about, this is something solid. It's for courting to be married, not to, hey, I'm gonna go see that's just, it wasn't about running around and doing all that stuff. I thank God for that God showed me that, and that that He gave me my wife that I have now.
And I thank God for Rudy. I waited on God. Like I said, I love God with all my heart. I seeked Him. I searched Him, put Him first, and like they say, how you get that check in the mail, unexpected, or something just happens, and you're like, wow, And I didn't go looking for men in church or try to flirt my way around or. It wasn't that. I served God, I loved Him, and one day, like I said, like they say, that check just comes in the mail, or this good news all of a sudden you hear, oh, you've been called to the office at work, a promotion, or whatever. Well, it's like I said, I'm teaching, and all of a sudden there's like big bright lights around his face, and it's like, he's just looking so handsome to me, and I know that was God. The way God will show you, He'll put someone there for you. He'll lead you to the best person for you. So you don't go and make all your mistakes. I already did that too many times in my life. And so when He gave me Rudy, it was like, well, I'm just not going to, just don't want to date either. Yeah. If it's going somewhere, fine. If not, you'll know. You'll know within 2 years. And you'll know if you want to get married or not, and that'll be it. So I'm not going to date for 5-10 years and all that.
Almost did. No,
but
about 3 years we dated, or we courted, and I thank God because I did see the same thing in Jackie too, her faithfulness to church and how she led the girls in the ministry and the kids too, like how God was showing me how with the kids and just just the how she was there teaching and being faithful and everything, and I thank God for that. That's what God shows us in our life. We really need God to show us, and I thank God He's in the center of our life because I know with all the years we've been married now, I think we're going on 7 years, and really we had some times there's because when it's a big thing to when you get married at an older age, but I thank God because with Him we were able to communicate and sometimes not communicate but learn to just to trust God. Sometimes we couldn't come to agreements, but we trusted God though. We agreed on that. We're going to trust God for this, for the kids, for our relationship, for our parents, for whatever was going on at the time, our finances. The big things that we have, we still face, and we still thank God for, because we've gone to seminars for marriage with the church, with outreach. We've gone to other seminars too with other ministries that have invited us to go, and we thank God we take advantage of those things, because it's I learned way back when I started going to Victory Outreach, and that to invest in God, invest what God's doing, and invest in our marriage, and it's a plus. There's no, we put our money to other things too in the old days, but now to invest in what God is doing, and it's come out threefold, more than that, hundredfold, because of His faithfulness, and I thank Him for that, because I know that I'm happily married to my wife, and I thank God for her. I thank God every day for her, that she's here with me, and that we here for each other when we see each other. Even sometimes when I tell her, when I'm driving in the city, I see her driving her bus, and I get all just blessed, and to see her, happy, and I just get so, so blessed to have that love for her when I see her still. Every time I see her, like a fresh new love, to just look at her and thank God for her every day, to see her and just to touch her.
Yeah.
Hey, is this real? Did this really happen? We did that for a while. We got married. We're like, did we get married?
Yeah.
We're like, for a couple months, we got married. Even like our friends told us that, you got married. They were like, there was a God though. God made a way, because it's a God thing. Marriage is of God, and I thank God for marriage, because it's helped me my life.
Yeah, it's helped me too, and we've learned a lot, and it's been good.
Yeah, He's blessed us so much, and I thank God for Sister coming today and helping us to share, because I know that we're like, just thanking the Lord, because we need to give honor to God. He's the reason we're here, all of us, and He's the reason for everything. I thank God for His keeping power, and I thank God for His love and mercy and grace, and I thank God for all He's done for us and our families. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sister Denise.
Thank you.